let's talk about a bit of Trump derangement syndrome right here at home. James.
Well, this is amazing. So Daniel Mookhey, who is the Daniel Mookhey, I know this is a great sort of pub trivia when the politics round comes up. Who's the treasurer of New South Wales? Daniel Mookhey. Anyway, apparently he's suffered from a real sort of rush of blood to the head here and a real case of Trump derangement syndrome. He's handing down his budget on Tuesday, the second one for Labour. It's not going to be pretty. There's no money in the kitty. Albanese has screwed New South Wales on their GST. And so he's doing a bit of the old political distraction act. Oh, no. It's not our problem. It's not Albo. It's not Labour. The real problem is Donald Trump. Now, what does he say? He says that, well, and you may be thinking, what's the deal with New South Wales? Why is New South Wales at any risk from a Trump presidency? And apparently he says, oh, well, it's because, Donald Trump is going to bring in protectionism. And it's like, oh, really? Okay, so New South Wales is going to be at threat of a Trump economic policy. Well, the point I'd like to make here is that Trump has won the economic debate on protection. Protection is happening already around the world. Yeah. The Biden administration is doing exactly what Trump promised to do. So Trump has won the argument. New South Wales is fine. And if we're out of money here, it's because Albo isn't shaking any money loose because he needs to shore up seats in WA.
Well, I tell you, though, Mookhster is basically doing ads for Trump because the Mookhster is saying that Trump has a America first philosophy and policy position, and that's what he says. This is what he says in his ads. He wants to do trade deals that benefit America, not to try to help China become more developed or raise up other nations. And he's unashamed about that. So I think, in a way, this is an endorsement of Trump's America First philosophy.
The Mookhey endorsement. Now, I was deeply distressed to hear that the North Sydney federal seats might be disappearing, and I'm disappointed because this denies people who live in that area the opportunity to vote out the appalling Teal Kylie Tink. So that opportunity has been lost. She will just disappear from the national stage. What a great tragedy, because I believe at the next election, the job is to vote out every single Teal, whether it's Kate Cheney in WA, whether it's Allegra Spender in Wentworth, whether it's the Zeds, the Zoes, the Zalis, the rest of them. They have been such a disaster.
Let's not forget Monique.
Monique. Yeah, well, she's gone. They have got to go. All right-minded thinking people have got to get rid of the Teals at the next election. James.
There's more to this, too. The way that the AEC is proposing redrawing some of these boundaries could actually wind up working out very well for the Liberal Party. Like, for example, John Howard's old seat of Bennelong is looking to be redrawn in a way that's going to take in a number of booths that would probably be quite sympathetic to the Liberals. Now, it's currently held by Jerome Laxale, but on a very thin margin. That seat has gone back and forth in recent elections. So that could also be a pickup for the Libs at the next election.
Can you just imagine the conspiracy theories happening now amongst the left?
Yes, anyway, we'll talk about Simon Holmes, the court, and his little ventures a bit later on in the programme. But
I miss Simon on this programme. We haven't talked about him for a long time.
Exactly, I know. Well, don't worry, we should.
Days?
Yes, you up to anything?
Sending texts.
Has he been on Twitter?
But before we get to that exciting topic, Chris Bowen. Have a listen to Chris Bowen, who seems to have reinvented. He now thinks he's God. He now thinks he can make the wind blow permanently. There will be wind. He's like one of those little drawings up in the corner of the ancient maps, blowing the wind for the sailors. This is Chris permanently blowing wind Bowen.
Industries like BlueScope need renewable energy and lots of it, and need constant renewable energy. Offshore wind is exactly that, constant renewable energy.
Lack of wind is having a big impact on how we're generating our electricity. But look at the mix from lunchtime on Monday. Gas power stations have been ramped up, producing 61% of our electricity. Wind is down to a little over 3%. However, having the turbines doesn't make them turn, as we're finding out now.
So that was in the UK, obviously, where they have the windmills and wind turbines out at sea that Bowen is selling as Chris Bowen in the wind, as permanently, seriously, he's misleading the public if he seriously thinks that those renewable those windmills out there in the ocean are going to be permanently operating because that's not how nature works, Mr. Bowen.